It has been a little while since I played Minecraft. It's been almost a week now, actually. But, I mean, to be honest, I tried doing the wood tools only world and I just wasn't really that engaged in it. So, I figured today we'd come back to my main world. Its name is Soul, and just give kind of a tour of what I've done so far. This is the world that I want to continue playing on because, I mean, it's the one that I've sunk the most time into and have the most things going on. And I just want to kind of push myself to progress with this world instead of, forcing myself to play on a world that I'm not really enjoying. So I'm sure some of you can relate to that experience. But it's come along pretty well, this world. We have our farms out here. Of course, some pumpkin and melon in the back, and I feel like this is actually like a really decently sized farm. But the funniest part about it is that I actually don't use this farm anymore, because what I did is I created this little farmhouse shack, and in here we have a little hidden area that actually has automatic farms for all of the basic crops. So over here we have wheat, and I've of course been turning these into hay bales over time. We've got carrots, quite a lot of carrots and potatoes actually. We have pumpkins here, melons here. These ones go kind of slow because you have to craft them. And then of course beetroot. If we go back here, we can actually check out the one for the melons, because this one actually took quite a bit of finagling for me to get to work. So in here you can see there's the crafter right there. Can't quite reach it from here, but we should be able to get it from up here. And as the melons are collected, they get placed into there, and then once it's full, it crafts the melon, shoots it into the water stream, and sends it back. So that one, I am very happy with how that came out. Now heading back up to the surface. It is turning night, so we'll do a quick little house tour. We've got our horse under here, which is named Percy, after one of the people who's been very, very supportive on the channel. He's been commenting on all the shorts, so he did get the horse named after him. Then we've got our little entryway. Our brewing area is right here. We've got a little kind of kitchen area that I made up, with this being kind of like a fridge, I guess. And then downstairs, we have our storage area, and I've done as much as I can to make this easy to access. I don't even remember how I organized it all, but things are relatively well organized in here, based on what types of items are in each chest. So we do have the wood all up on top. I've been collecting a bunch of at least these two wood types. I probably need to do some more wood collecting in the near future if I want to be doing some more builds. We have our valuables hidden down here as well. And then we'll head upstairs to the bedroom area, where we've got the bed, which we'll go ahead and sleep in. And across the way, you'll see that there's a chiseled bookshelf, which actually is missing this book right now. This book is a list of all the goals I have for this world. Some of them are already completed, and you can see when they were completed. I've marked them off. I think this one actually is complete as well, as long as I have... Ooh, let's not sign that. As long as I've collected that second netherite. Oh, yeah, these are complete. So I guess we'll mark that off today, even though I definitely finished it before today. Let's go there. We'll call it 8-6. And yeah, there's just a bunch of different things that I would like to do in my Minecraft world in that book. I leave that there generally most of the time. We have a nice little balcony on our house. Moving on, we have a little fishing pond that I actually made myself. This was not naturally spawning water, and we've got actually two fish in here. One is called Pipsqueak. The large one is Pipsqueak, and the small one is the Duke. If you're familiar with Avatar: The Last Airbender, then you'll probably understand that reference. In here, we've got our fishing setup. We've got my fishing rod, Nemo, named after Captain Nemo, and then just some assorted fishing items in here. I do plan on putting 3 fishermen villagers back in this slot, so I'm looking forward to getting that done. Moving on, we've got right here our basic enchant traders. So this one is our protection 4, which was for armor. I don't think I will need him anymore because I do have protection 4 on all of it. This guy is our unbreaking 3, and this guy is our mending. And I did cure these villagers so that we could get the best trades off them. In here, this one's actually pretty impressive. This is the sugarcane farm. And as long as I keep the Enderman away from this, it should continue to work. But sometimes every now and then an Enderman gets in here, removes one of these dirt blocks, and then suddenly the farm breaks. So not my favorite part about it, but it has been collecting me loads of sugarcane. And this is, I mean, after I've already cleared it out a couple times. I do have a double chest in the storage room that's almost full entirely, I think, of sugarcane or paper. These guys are our toolsmiths. Here's where I can get diamond tools for relatively cheap. I can also trade iron for 1 iron to an emerald, which is fantastic. I've been using this quite a lot to use up the iron that comes out of this farm right here. Now this is a design that I actually got off YouTube. I don't know who was the original designer, but I did make some slight modifications. So in here is the killing chamber. You can see the water and the lava. And then I think it's like 7 or 8 blocks down is where the villagers are at. And then I've just got like a scaring mechanic in there for them. We can see here that, yeah, this thing has been working very efficiently. Every now and then I do come here, clear out the poppies because I don't really care for them. I already have so much red dye in this chest right here. So a lot of the times I just pop in here and then toss the poppies in the lava because I don't need them. And we can close that back up. I'm going to continue moving this way around the village, so counterclockwise. This up here is our library. This contains all the librarian villagers that aren't contained over in that spot over by my house. And when we walk in here, I'm actually really happy with how this came out. I think it looks phenomenal for a library. I do have books actually in there. So like this one, he's a Silk Touch guy and he's got Silk Touch books in there. I think Infinity might be on the bottom shelf there, but they're a little tricky to get to. So we'll probably leave that guy alone. But yeah, anytime I could, I put the books related. So this guy is Fortune. And Fortune 2, we'll leave those together, even though this guy's Fortune 3. I must have just got the Fortune 2 books from a different villager. And yeah, I'm really happy with how this one came out. And I love that I actually can utilize these chiseled bookshelves here. Back down the mountain, or I guess hill. This is that chest I was talking about. We have so much red dye. I don't think I'll ever use all that. I've got some villagers out here that I've cured that I just don't really know what I'm going to do with yet. We've got the masons and the clerics. And then in here we have the villager breeder. And I know everyone's going to be like, oh, this is so inhumane. But like, honestly, you know, they're pixels. It's okay. I'm not too worried about it. So we've got the breeder in there. We've got the collection point down here with some mine carts in there to pick them up. And then right here, they get transformed into zombie villagers because I am apparently a torturing psychopath. Over here, I've got a wool farm. Pretty basic wool farm, just white wool getting sheared off of these sheep constantly. And I have a lot of it. I won't be running out of wool anytime soon unless I do some crazy building, which is good. I am not going to complain about not needing to farm stuff. Over here, we've got the animal farm, which does occasionally seem to attract Endermen. Not sure why that happens, but it is pretty common. This guy will be coming back for me. And he won't last too long. There we go. All right, moving on. Up into the top side of this. I haven't really figured out what I want to do with this space yet, so for now that'll stay. I'm gonna come over here and place these random blocks that I just received because I don't like to clog up my inventory. continuing on, this is the farming, well, not farming. I would say this is more of like a farmer's market. So we've got 3 villagers here, and I purposefully went for ones that have both pumpkin and melon trades specifically. Because what we've got here is a box of melons and a box of pumpkins. And this is basically for me just like a little emerald farm. I come here, pick up a couple stacks of these, trade with these guys. And this gets me a lot of emeralds very, very quickly. Because 1 per trade, it's literally just printing emeralds here. So we'll go ahead and do the 2 trades for the day for these guys. That guy hasn't refreshed. All right, that's fine. And then, oh yeah, of course he refreshed now. We'll just finish him. Better to just get the emeralds, right? All right. Then, I guess I can give a little tour of my ender chest. Not that that's particularly exciting, but in here I've got blocks of emeralds, and actually we've got quite a few emeralds that can be transformed into blocks now, so we'll do that. And we are at 4 stacks of emerald blocks with 1 extra, so looking pretty good on those right now. In here we've got bedrock breaking supplies, because I used that to get onto the nether roof. And in here we've got beds for, I don't know how you would say it, but bed mining, I guess, in the nether. That is what I was doing to get the netherite to upgrade all my tools and stuff. We've got our set of tools up here. Generally I keep my silk touch tools in my inventory, except for apparently my hoe. I like to have fortune, and then I leave the fortune ones and the silk touch hoe accordingly in the ender chest, just in case I need them to get my tools back. Here we've got our firework chest, or shulker. We've got 1 row of fireworks, and then enough to create, I think that would be 3 more rows of fireworks since it's 1 of each. In here we've got an extra whole shulker of gunpowder, and in here is golden carrots, which actually I've been working on getting from these guys as well. 1 emerald for 3 golden carrots is a pretty good deal, but yeah, I don't need golden carrots anytime soon based on the size of that chest and the fullness of it. So got our bow, and then just some other assorted items in here, and we can move on. I think the only 2 things that we have left to cover in this world actually are, nope, there's 3. So we'll start with the nether, where we have broke ourselves onto the roof and created a portal link there. And then I gave myself some markers. If we follow along this path, we will eventually see here my gold farm. This is the first time I've ever actually built a gold farm in Minecraft in this world. So I'm really happy with how it came out, and the fact that I can just come here and, you know, slay some zombified piglins for gold. It does need some clearing out on the bottom side under the bedrock to make it more efficient, but for right now this is plenty good for what I am using it for, which is mostly just carrying villagers. I really do hate how loud it is, but what can you do? I'll just pick up some of that and then throw the rest of this stuff away, and we can craft up the remaining into some more ingots. Let's head back to the overworld. The next item on our list of things to check out is going to be this right over here, which is still a work in progress, but this is going to be an adventurer's guild. The whole purpose behind this is probably actually going to be to house the cleric villagers, because they do tend to give you trades for things that certain mobs will drop, specifically rotten flesh. But this will kind of be an adventurer's guild, and as well it will act as the kind of border to our little town that we've been building here. So I'll probably build a wall that kind of comes out around, blocks off our area from some of the other stuff going on in the world, And then this will kind of be the safe zone here in the village. Over here, we've got, aside from a creeper, a little bee farm that I put up. Nothing too exciting, but it does allow me to get some honey when I need it, and that's actually what I use to put the villagers in their places in the library. And the final thing we really have to check out in this world, if we want to see all the cool stuff, is actually right up there. It is a floating creeper farm balloon. So if we fly up to it, it actually acts as a creeper farm. So if we come down in here, we'll see here soon, the creepers will start to drop, and you can see in here we have quite a lot of gunpowder that would be ready to collect. I think I only left this running for one night, overnight, and this is how much gunpowder we got from it, so I'm really pleased with how efficient it is, honestly. I'm not sure why I'm not seeing any right now. We might have to hop up top to check. Oh, nope, there they come. Yep. It's about what I expected. So they drop in, they get killed by the fire, and then, of course, any gunpowder that they had gets collected into this chest. That is all the cool stuff so far. I will take a few more minutes just to go and explore my old area that was for like the first few days maybe that I started playing this world. But that's going to be the main interests of this world. So let's head over. I believe this direction will be the one that takes us to my original starting spawn. Yes, so here is my original spawning location. This is the first house that I built in this world. And if we quickly take care of this zombie so that it doesn't bother us. Oh, sounds like there might be two of them. Then we can come in and check out our first little house. Much more modest than my current house. And oh, I totally forgot about this hat. This hat came off of a zombie after my first death, so that's kind of a little cool piece of world history. Most of this stuff has already been cleared out, but yeah, this is a nice little cozy starter home. Over there we've got, of course, the nether portal that I created first. My first mine is just over here where I've got these doors, and this used to be where I had 3 cauldrons for my lava, but those actually are over at my new area now. I left kind of some of this stuff in here just because it didn't seem too important. These actually came from a trial chamber down there, which I should probably finish at some point. And then over here we have my first farm. And over here, my first XP grinder. This one here actually does not work that well because you can't just stand in the killing chamber. You have to stand kind of over here to make it work. But if you come down here, then of course skeletons get dropped. Wow, there's still a lot of stuff that I haven't collected there. That is going to be it for today. That is the current state of the world soul. If you guys enjoyed this video, please feel free to just leave a comment. Talk to me about what you thought was cool in my world. And that will be it for now. Stay safe, have a wonderful day, and I will see you in the next one.